what had transpired were we had met Mr. Tajuri, who was he was from Tokyo, and we met him, and they was trying to get a relationship with Black Americans over here in the United States, and by being introduced with to him, then what we were trying to do were grow edible soybeans, not only for just black farmers, for farmers, period. And what transferred in the University of Georgia and Fort Valley University did research right out there, right in my front door out there on different types of soybeans that would be suitable for edible soybeans that will grow in the southeast or where we live at. And and they did that. And the university did was about 2 or 3 years, and they finally came up with a bean that would grow here in this area, a edible soybean. And from that, then we had the opportunity to go to Tokyo and meet with the Takano Food Company. And from that, they gave us $250,000 letter of credit to grow edible soybean. And we, matter of fact, we grew 10,000 bushes. And one of the cleaning processes here in the county, the beans spoiled. They didn't run no air through them, and the beans just spoiled, and that killed the germination in them. And the edible soybean, the germination got to be something like 90, no less than 90%, in order for them to be able to use them. And from letting them rot in the bin, that's why we went to USDA to get a loan for $40,000 to it was some property that, not that far from here, had rails and everything coming into it, and we was gonna buy that property and put grain bins up, and we could be able to handle our own beans and also be able to clean them and ship them to Tokyo. What happened? We had the letter of credit in the bank, and also uh, did all the information when we went to Tokyo, and we had farmers growing the beans here, and they knew that they had them spoiled, and that's why. And we still had the $225,000 letter of credit in the bank, and we still couldn't get the loan. The supervisor's kind of way that you have to, everything you get, you have to go down there and write a check for you. But a non-supervisor account that you don't have to do that. But where we got caught up in the trap were by getting the loans late from the beginning and not being able to put your crops in on time, and that's how we got in the problem, because we was getting those loans late, and then that particular year where we really got it late, where they wanted to accelerate everything that year, and that really just went on, just put the nail in the coffin. But the thing about it is, I served on the county committee board for years, and but what, like I said, what transpired is it was, well, how did you get in that problem? But like I said, if you don't have enough money to operate, and that's what happened to most of our black farmers from the beginning, they didn't have enough money to operate, and then once you add not getting it on time, then you compound the problem, and you slowly gonna get. It's just like you don't have enough gas to get back to Atlanta. You got enough to start out, but you don't have enough to end. And that's what happened with most of our black farmers. They either got, that's why I say the loan was late, or either had to supervise accounts, and then they were running the problem by getting the money from whoever supervisor they had. And then that's how a lot of these black farmers got in the problem. That's how a lot of them lost the land over the years. How did it impact my ability to farm? Um, really didn't help anything. Only thing that like I say, the only thing that I could see that during that particular time, I would be there on the board to kind of see what was going on. But as far as being able to have any kind of input to make a difference, I really didn't have any voice. I just was just sitting there as to really satisfy the little laws and regulations, to be honest with you. You know how that goes. Meeting before the meeting. but but some of those meetings that they would have, some of the ones I was in, that you could see some of the issues that was going on that wasn't fair, no way whatsoever. But what can you do? You know what I mean? You're in a situation where you're in a catch-22. Where that you see it going on, but we know that even out there on the board, and I had a not a supervisor account, but I had no control over the regional supervisor that holding up things, uh, and I had no control over when I qualified for the loan and couldn't get it, and I had no control over where that now they spend $500,000 for outreach, and here go you got a man here got the University of Georgia, Folk Valley University, doing research on your farm, and you got a $225,000 letter of credit in the bank, and you can't loan him $40,000. That lets you know that it's a problem. They won't even matter because you got that majority that's the way it's gonna go. You know what I mean? And so one person just an advisor on there, or one person on there. Like I'm on the county commission, you can't get a majority, you can't get nothing done, and that just was a losing battle because, like I say, you don't have hardly no black farmers in these communities anymore to even win a election. What we was trying to do were trying to maintain and hold on, being able to hold on. But through all of that, then that's why we started the lawsuit, because we know that we was fighting a battle that it was a no-win situation with not being able to get your money on time, and then after they stop being able to get a loan, then that's why we filed a lawsuit to try to see if we can correct the problem and stop the bleeding, because black farm it was very few already, and what little we had was going out of business, and that's why we started to try to save the little 3.3 million acres that what was left, and try to save them 1.5 million acres that in foreclosure now.